Hello everyone and welcome to Stork's annual event where we celebrate Safer Together awards. We really appreciate that you take the time to celebrate this together with us as we are recognizing workmates and teams around the world. This event by now requires very little introduction. It's a flagship in the Stork annual calendar, proudly now running for 11 consecutive years. We come together around the world to shine a spotlight on the outstanding agency efforts demonstrated by our employees over the last 12 months. And like last year, we celebrate this more and more virtually. While we will all remember the year 2020 for quite a while, 2021 certainly still has its challenges. COVID continued to test both our resilience and morale. That said, I remain extremely proud of all of our Stork heroes around the world. Those heroes found ways to do their job safely, watched out for each other, but also maintained focus on keeping our clients' assets running. That spirit and commitment is also reflected in the quantity and quality of nominations we received this year. For the second year in a row, we received over 700 Safer Together nominations, which I find extremely amazing, to be honest. These are nominations by you to recognize your workmates and teams, and that is so strong about tonight. This is not about management. With all due respect, it's not about our clients or our partners. It's about you and you recognizing each other. Also this year, we used the same award categories as we did last year, which is all around our culture of Safer Together, which has to do with care, support and protect. While we would have liked to share with you our 700 amazing stories, for practical reasons, we will share the amazing stories of our regional finalists only. You will see that those stories exemplify how we work safer together, how we look out for each other, take accountability, and we never compromise on safety. Of course, there will be official winners in each category, as always. And as always, like I did last year and the years before, I also want to say that being recognized by your colleagues and being nominated is essentially winning already. You are, in my eyes, already all winners, and I thank you for what you've done this year. In closing, two small remarks. First, this celebration is all about you. Our clients, our partners, Stork management, all participate in this event, but it's about you. It's about what you have done, your behavior, your beliefs, and your performance. Finally, to our guests and especially our clients, I do like to say thank you for taking the time. You, by your contribution and participation, do make this event a whole different event. And our employees really appreciate that, and so do we. So enjoy the celebration. I hope you really enjoy the stories, that you get some pride of being nominated and being recognized. Thank you so much.
Welcome to our annual Safer Together Awards, and thank you for taking the time out from your busy day to join us. This year our awards ceremony still looks a little different due to the continuing COVID-19 pandemic. We want everyone to remain safe and to care and support and protect one another, so we decided this year to have a hybrid event as we move closer back to normal. This means for those of you who can't be with us at the P&J Live Exhibition Centre in Aberdeen, you can watch the awards virtually here and help us celebrate the exceptional performance, behaviours and personal dedication of our people towards health, safety and the environment. Don't worry, wherever you are watching, you won't miss out on any of this packed programme. If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that we must stay connected, embrace new technologies and continue to find new ways to be safer together. So here we are, our second online Safer Together Awards. I think we've just about got the hang of hosting virtual events now. So I hope all will go well this afternoon. I'm extremely honoured to be hosting this year's special ceremony, as I know how much it means to you, our people. Year on year, this event celebrates exceptional performance, behaviours and personal dedication to health, safety and the environment. I would like also to especially welcome all our finalists. This event is about you and you all to be congratulated. It's now almost 3 years since I joined the Stork team, and I'm so proud of our people who are at the centre of everything that we do in this ever-changing industry and world. Seeing what our people do, some of the environments that they work in, and how they look out for one another really shows how Safer Together continues to be the backbone of the company and drives us through even the toughest of times. Safer Together is employee-owned and is more than a brand or a programme. It's our identity, it's about who we are at Stork, it's how we think, communicate and act. It reflects that we're all in this together, that health and safety and the environment protection is a team effort. No matter your role or position at Stork, I want everyone to be committed to making Stork a safe place where harm to people or the environment never happens. Safer Together is owned by everyone, and we continue to build a culture that cares, supports and protects one another. With all the changes around us, we need to continue to ensure the safety of our people, the high quality of work that we do, as well as the impact of what we do for society as a whole. We cannot lose sight also of the importance of recognising those that go above and beyond. This afternoon, we will focus a positive spotlight on the excellent work carried out by our colleagues and teams this year. We also want to thank and highlight all of you who are at home, at your work location, or wherever you are. Show us how you celebrated this year's awards. Please take a photo or a selfie and share it with us by emailing it to safertogether@stork.com. Right, let's commence this afternoon's programme and get the show on the road. To walk us through today's celebrations, our MC for the afternoon will be none other than our very own George Akers, the UK's Director for HSEQ. So without further ado, I'll hand over to George. Please sit back and enjoy the event.
Thank you, Steve. I'm privileged to be here today to act as your MC. I want to start by saying well done to those shortlisted for a Safer Together award who will be celebrating today, but to everyone at Stork for your continued commitment and hard work. It's not been the easiest of the 18 months, but you've all continued to care, support and protect, so please keep up the good work. I'm sure you've had enough of Steve and myself and all ready for us to get started, so without further ado, let's get into the award ceremony itself. This year we have 3 regional categories. They are We Care, We Support and We Protect. Also we have the special Take the Lead award, which has been selected by our Take the Lead panel. We hope you enjoy seeing and hearing about our colleagues who have went above and beyond the call of duty and truly embody our Safer Together identity, who we are. Well done to all those nominated and shortlisted. Good luck. The first award category this afternoon is the We Care Award. But what does that mean? We can all care by ensuring the health, well-being, maintenance and safekeeping of something or someone. The We Care Award is judged on the individual or team with regards to the behaviours, attitudes or values that are admired, respected and can inspire others. To present this award, please welcome Mike Duncan.
Thanks, George. And the nominees for the We Care Award are
This nomination is for the Anazuria core team. Core team consists of 5 individuals, but this nomination is for 4, Mick, Paul, Alan and David.
On here we're a small team, so we're all multidisciplined. That means we have multiple roles on the platform, including working the deck, doing the helicopters, looking after the lifeboats.
All personnel on Anazuria FPSO that are up for this nomination generally share the same proactive approach and attitude towards safety. It's essentially at the forefront of everything that they do as a team. They create a very inclusive environment. Often we've got additional atmans off, extra scaffolders or various product line teams, and everybody that mobilises the team on board make sure that they're very quickly included in all that is done. They make sure that they are asset familiar as quickly as possible and promote safety as number 1 within all the teams.
I'm a safety rep for Stork, Petrofact as well. Our role is
Looking after everybody, making sure everybody is safe at all times, caring for one another, and making sure that we carry out our duties to the best of our abilities.
So I've nominated the team to win this award because I feel over the last 12 months they've gone above and beyond. They've been willing to sacrifice personal time at home to protect a shielding colleague, and I think their actions really show what it means to care, support and protect a colleague and a friend. They've also, in doing this, meant that the continuity on board for asset familiar personnel have remained the same. We've not had to either find a permanent replacement for the shielding colleague or had to upman with ad hoc resources who don't know the asset the same. I think ultimately the team would be relatively shocked if they were to win this award, just because they felt that they were only doing something that their friend would have done for them had they been in their position. However, with that said, I think they'd be absolutely elated to win this award, and I know that when I advised them of the nomination, they were shocked and felt that that in itself was reward alone.
We were chuffed to bits to hear that we've been nominated, and if we are successful and actually win it, we'll all be over the moon. Thank you very much from the Anasuria.
So the Buzzer's been nominated for We Care Award. This is in the back of the really proactive and great work they've been doing all year. We've had a huge amount of manning with the TARS, we had a bars campaign alongside, and it was very evident for the outset at my Corn long-term ad hoc personnel out there were very proactive in making sure anybody new at the asset was made to feel welcome. So much so we nominate them to be Stork ambassadors.
We've got various disciplines out there. We've got rope access teams, we've got scaffolders that, they're working overboard at height, but the way that they risk assess it and make sure that if anything was to go wrong, that they mitigate that risk and that nothing will go wrong. So we're preventing it before it happens. So yeah, it's high risk activities that we're doing, but it's always done in a safe manner and it's managed by the supervision in an excellent way.
The guys themselves, this is a team award, it's all about them. We just, as STLs, give the guys the instructions, we give them the safety tools, we preach the safety to them, but at the end of the day, the guys have actually put through their input, have been recognised by a platform many times through FRCs, etc.
I believe that the attitudes and behaviours that our guys adopt, it's driven through passion. From our STL positions, they want the best for their asset. They don't want any injuries on their heads. They want their guys to come offshore to do the job safely and then to return to their families, because nobody should be injuring themselves whilst trying to earn a living.
Being a safety rep, talking to all the guys and the green hats and the core group of guys looking after them has been absolutely phenomenal. For the barge campaign, LTI free we have been. Really good record, and I'd like to thank the STLs supporting the safety reps and all the supervision and how we look after all the green hats, which I think we all did a good job.
Been out there a few times myself as senior management as well, and you see right away how the guys react to new people coming on there, and we're walking about the asset, you see the type of work they're carrying out is high risk, they do it all to the letter, they're very, very dynamic and a great ambassador for any other contract looking in it.
I've been on Buzzard twice this year just for a visit, and I've sat in on all the briefs that the supervision are giving, and they encourage the guys to feed back to them. They encourage the guys not to be scared to report anything, to stop the job if necessary, that they'll have Stork's full support.
I think if the Buzzard win this award, everybody associated with it will be absolutely over the moon.
These, the guys, the team we've got on board, deserve this award. They've deserved this award probably before now. With a great safety culture they've shown.
They're just over the moon to be even shortlisted for this, so to win it would just probably create a bit of a reaction offshore, but it'd be a good reaction.
Joe is our scaffolding SME TA. He looks after all scaffolding related for the business and has a design team that works under him for scaffolding design.
So my day-to-day role involves answering technical queries from key contracts around access solutions and basically queries around scaffolding and the do's and don'ts and procedural rights and wrongs and regulatory compliance type of things.
Joe is responsible for ensuring that safe working practices at Stork are followed, and safe working practices then keep all our people safe.
So, some people will forget things. Some people just don't know things. And so the more people that are involved in this safer together, this kind of flock kind of mentality and looking out for each other, it's good for everybody.
he seen there was some work going to be carried out on one of the units. The contractor didn't have the appropriate PPE. Joe intervened and sorted out harnesses, etc. Showed the guy how to wear the harnesses.
Joe even joked with Michael that he'd actually put the harness on back to front, which he hadn't, but this kind of made Michael feel at ease and a bit more confident in with Joe helping him out with the use of the harness.
So on the back of Joe's intervention and having a discussion with the contractor, it was then decided that supply chain sent them an email saying what is required to come on site at Stork, which led then to the contractor's personnel being trained at working at height.
Other teams can learn from Joe's performance on this occasion. It's not just to be a bystander. If you see something wrong, say something.
I think we've got a responsibility to act if we see something, regardless if they work for Stork. And Safer Together is really who it's being together. And who is in this together thing? It's everybody. And if you can intervene and say something to someone, regardless of if it's at work, outside work, to keep them right and keep them in the right path, then I think it's the right thing to do.
So I think Joe would be humble, would be his reaction, but he would be delighted to be recognised from his peers for the award.
It was nice to be nominated or seen by someone else to be doing the right thing.
This is just one act of many that Joe's obviously carried out this day, but I'm sure that he's done it a few times for the facilities department in the past, and I'm sure he's done it for all other departments over Stork. So good luck, Joe, well deserved. Hope you win.
And the winner of the We Care Award is...
Up next we have the We Support Award. The We Support Award is judged on HCC collaborations between teams, sites, projects, communities and our customers. It focuses on how we can support by encouraging our working together with someone or something because we want them to succeed. To present this award, please welcome Laura Stewart.
Thanks, George. I'm delighted to be here for my very first Safer Together Awards. I'm here to present the UK Award for We Support. The nominees are
Kelly always goes the extra mile for the guys offshore. She's always on hand, even at weekends. She's got that caring, compassionate nature about her. The guys always feel comfortable coming to her. And more often than not, she will support the guys, especially if I've got a personal issue. She goes that extra mile to make sure that the guys are taken care of.
I'm responsible for the Buzzard and the Golden Eagle and for the service delivery for the core long-term ad hoc and ad hoc personnel on both assets.
All the time that I've been on the Buzzard, 16 years, 17 years, she's a very up-and-coming young manager with Stork, and I think she'll go places. I do recommend her for this award, as when she does come out to the platform, as I said, about her safety skills, she's always on about safety, non-stop, keeps reminding you.
So Kelly predominantly works onshore, but she does go offshore as well for management visits, and she done so very recently there. It was probably half a day's notice, a seat became available. She went out to the platform to support, especially when we were having COVID issues. So she's been out there in a high-risk time just to make sure the guys were fully supported. They were adhering to the procedures, the COVID rules. So very proactive.
I've got a lot of admiration for the guys that work offshore. You know, they're putting themselves at risk every day, doing some of the dangerous jobs that they do. They're leaving their family for weeks at a time. That has an impact on their personal life as well. So all I want is for these guys to come home the same way they went out, just unhurt, unscathed, and just safe. I just feel that we need to care, support and protect each other in our jobs because we're out there to make a living. We're not out there to injure ourselves. So if the guys are going offshore in a manner that they're just going out there to get their job done, get it done safely. That's how they should be coming back.
She leads by example, which is absolutely vital in what we do. She is very safety orientated. She is very proactive at carrying out pre-project briefs. If I look at the statistics this year, well, not just Kelly, but the whole contract, we've done over 300 pre-project briefs. That's personally phoning people. I think Kelly deserves to win this award just due to her absolute passion for safety, her commitment to her workforce, her drive, and just making sure she's doing the best she absolutely can for her workforce.
It's always lovely that somebody's thinking quite highly of you. You know, at the end of the day, I only try and do my job, but if somebody thinks that I'm going above and beyond, then that's just quite special.
Paul joined the team just over 2 years ago. He works as our focal point on Triton for our fabric maintenance work scope, so he's very pivotal to planning and safe execution of our fabric maintenance campaigns and walk to work campaigns as well.
I look after the fabric maintenance teams on board and make sure the teams fully understand the tasks in hand, their roles and responsibilities during the task, and the hazards that can potentially occur, and the controls we have in place to mitigate these to as low as reasonably practical.
So I nominated Paul for this award along with the project team because I think he was really committed to delivering during some really difficult times. I think between COVID and preparation for a big shutdown campaign, he really went above and beyond to make sure that the teams onshore and offshore and the client were supported.
Paul's support has been invaluable to both Stork and our client since he joined the team. He's very active in providing guidance and advice in terms of safety matters and helping us plan our upcoming work scopes.
I like to encourage all members of the team to speak up if unsure on anything before or during the task, and to reassess if they feel we have missed anything or if something has changed. If I'm not on the job, I am frequently carrying out site visits to ensure that we are working safely, cutting no corners and working in a professional manner.
So Paul's attitude and behaviours are crucial to the Safer Together culture. He speaks up, he looks out for the people that are on board, particularly new personnel that are on board.
So the level of commitment that Paul's shown to some of our fabric maintenance campaigns has been really impressive. He's given up a lot of his own time to support his back-to-back, who was less platform familiar and was new to the project. He's helped him with handovers and providing comprehensive information to ensure that the campaign was delivered safely and successfully.
Paul deserves to win this award because he has put so much time and effort and energy into making sure that everything was delivered during very difficult times between COVID and a shutdown campaign, to make sure that everything was safely executed and safely delivered and everybody on site was looked after.
I'm extremely grateful to be nominated and would like to thank them who nominated me, the onshore team and the teams I have working under me on the Triton. This nomination shows that the work we are doing isn't going unnoticed. I would be over the moon if I won that award, as this shows the FM team's continuous efforts, dedication, hard work and safe attitude has been recognised and rewarded.
I think Paul deserves to win this award as he truly embodies Stork's Safer Together culture and our core values, particularly excellence, teamwork and client focus.
I would hope that Paul would be really proud to be nominated. He definitely deserves it.
The team are split into 3 functions. So we have our travel side of the business, we have the recruitment and the logistics side as well.
Day-to-day ranges from hotel request, car hire request, visa request, international travel, flights.
Day-to-day work involves looking after the recruitment and reallocation of the ad hoc workforce, and I've got one onshore recruiter who looks after obviously all the in-house recruitment.
Our day-to-day activities include mobilising fieldcraft personnel both onshore and offshore safely, ensuring we meet industry standard, client standard and Stork requirements.
So we've had to adapt all our current daily operational procedures. I think COVID really hit us quite hard.
The last 18 months probably hasn't been easy for any department or any company, in particular recruitment with regards to last minute backfills for COVID cases. the whole HSEQ part around it, just the additional hoops that we've had to jump through to get people offshore to ensure that they're safe offshore. So yeah, it's been a lot of work for myself and primarily the team, if I'm honest.
Since the pandemic, it's really honestly, it's been really hard. I think it's hot the industry, and every part of the industry, not just travel alone or recruitment logistics. It's made our work our day-to-day jobs a lot harder. HSEQ is important to us because we work with them very closely on a daily basis for all travel, some within the UK, some out of the, well, mostly out of the UK, because we need approval for everything right now due to COVID.
Obviously, we want personnel who work for us to come to work in a safe environment and return home the same way.
I was extremely proud to see that the team had been recognised for all their hard work and commitment during this year with all the additional tasks that COVID has brought.
I think the team deserve to win the award. We've been working with a reduced team since last year, obviously due to the impact of COVID. There's been personnel working at home since the beginning of COVID, and every challenge has been risen to.
Not one part of any of that functions have never said no. They've always just done what's needed to be done to get to where we need to be. So yeah, definitely a team. They're not a team that that like to get praised up quite a lot. I think they are very much seen that their jobs can be quite so pressured, very much time bound. And I think, in all fairness, I think the effort that they've put in, I think they will all secretly be quite glad and actually think, do you know what, all that was actually worth it.
And the award goes to
The next award is the We Protect Award. We can all protect by shielding or keeping someone or something safe from injury, damage or loss. The We Protect Award is judged on proactive HSE improvements, preventions, innovations, practices or technologies. To present this award, please welcome Dave Stewart.
Thank you, George. The nominees for this year's We Protect Award are
So the day-to-day work we carry out is we service, maintain specialist safety-related equipment, and we also train personnel on that equipment. We obviously have to make sure that we maintain the highest standards, conform to all the current legislation, manufacturers' recommendations. We assist the project teams in speccing certain kit for maybe work scopes that are out of the norm, and we occasionally go offshore to support those out of the norm scopes as well.
I'd just like to obviously take time to acknowledge the work that these guys do on a daily basis to keep each other safe and protect themselves as well as obviously the business.
At the end of the day, across there in the yard, we're all one family, really. Some of our guys have been here for 30 years now, so we treat each other as friends and family. And I think it's important that we look out for each other as if we were friends and family.
We had a sinking in the yard early part of the year due to the weather, so basically the mudded the area off. They contacted the facilities team to ensure that we could get the contractors in to fix it, notified all the correct people. That was one example. We've had, again, during the winter season with frozen pipes.
There was no facilities available at the time, so they made the quick decision to isolate the supply and deal with the problem there and then. And potentially, they've saved the company money, and we would potentially had to close the base at the time had they not acted in the way they did. So what the guys did was, they don't think they were doing anything special, but the bigger picture could have been a lot worse.
I think the team were nominated just because for us it almost seems like through this whole pandemic, everybody's just come to work and got on with it almost like it's been normal, and to do it in that conditions we've had to adapt basically to that. So I think that just with managing throughout that
whole period, you know, we've not had any COVID outbreaks. We've still had busy years. We've had all the tar preparations. We've not missed any deadlines for that, and we've done that all without any incidents. So I think it's just recognition of you know, reflecting and saying, wow, we've actually done a really good job.
Their attitude is first class. To everything they go towards. I said they look after each other. They're the first to put their hands up and say, look, there's a potential issue here, there's a problem, or we want, these are improvements.
I think everybody feels really proud to be nominated. I think it's been a great morale booster as well, and great to be recognised for our efforts.
Steve is one of our FM supervisors. He's based on the Shearwater. He looks after a team of insulators, painters and PFP applicators.
My role within Stork is to supervise and execute paint and insulation scopes on Shell's Shearwater platform. Day-to-day work comprises carrying out risk assessments, which in turn create the bulk of the permits I make to enable myself and the team to carry out the work in the safest possible manner.
So Stevie is very much a leader offshore. I think he's got a lot of respect from his peers, both his sort of own teammates and the client. And I think he really sort of embodies some of the safety culture and the safety messages that we're putting out through Safer Together.
So I've nominated Stevie for this award because I think he's really demonstrated his knowledge and awareness of the work site, and particularly around major accident hazards and process safety.
For me, HSEQ comes above everything. If the controls and procedures that we follow weren't in place, then the probable outcome would be injury or damage to myself, my colleagues, or the platform and environment.
Stevie's attitudes and behaviours are absolutely crucial to the Safer Together culture. He identifies issues and hazards, and he acts on them and takes responsibility for them. I think Stevie deserves to win this award because he's shown his commitment and understanding of things like major accident hazards and process safety.
I think Steve is a true leader in terms of HSEQ. He's very proactive. Whether we have any sort of morning calls or any sort of interaction, Steve's always making sure that safety is the first thing that we are discussing, and I think he's sort of a true leader in that aspect.
I'm delighted to have been nominated for this award, as it shows the actions you take are being noticed, even though they are now second nature due to the safety culture which is instilled offshore. I'd be absolutely elated if I won the award.
See, I hope Stevie would feel proud to be nominated for this. And even prouder if he was to win.
I think Steve would be very delighted, and he'd be over the moon. He's quite a modest person, and he'll probably think that he doesn't deserve it, but I really believe he does.
Alan Bartlett is part of a 5-man core team on the Anazuri FPSO. He's been with us now for 3 years, and more recently in April he was promoted from scaffolder charge hand to focal point.
Anazuri is an FPSO, so there's a lot of vessel motion on the asset. They're carrying out scaffolding activities, working at height, and it's quite a high risk environment.
When any Stork employees come on, we meet and greet them. So we'll go up, we'll see what they're like. As soon as they get off the chopper, we'll introduce ourselves. We'll take them down, we'll take them for a walkabout, but the main priority is stick by the rules. And I always tell them, you stick by the rules, you do the permits, you do the risk assessments, everything goes fine.
Alan's a great example of someone who embraces Stork's Safer Together culture. He actively looks for improvements in terms of how we carry out our work scopes, and looking for positive interventions that he can make to improve the safety on the asset.
There's one good example where Alan was constructing some scaffolding on board, and in the same area was a safety life raft. While he was working and constructing the scaffolding, he'd stopped to take a look at the safety life raft and identified some seized safety pins, release pins. These pins were raised with the CCU and they were fixed, but ultimately, should that life raft have been needed and the safety pins not identified, the potential consequences aren't worth considering.
I'm very proud to be nominated for this award. It's not just me, it goes right way down to the onshore focal points. They've got a big part to play in it as well, so it's not just me, it's everybody in Stork and Perifact contract.
I think Alan deserves to win this award as he consistently looks for opportunities to protect not only himself but others on the platform as well by embracing our Safer Together culture.
Alan's got a fantastically proactive approach to safety, and as I've gotten to know him over the last 3 years, it's really become apparent to me just how important safety is to Alan. He often goes out of his way not just to look after himself and colleagues that he's working on particular scopes with, but also other vendors and clients on board as well. Alan's also the on-board elected safety rep, and he's highly admired and listened to by everybody on board.
We've just been nominated for 7 years LTI free as well on Amazura, so we're very proud of that. It's a milestone after 7 years LTI free, and that's just what we do on here. It's only a little family, so we look after each other. Everybody that comes on board, get the job done, go home safe to your families. That's what it's all about.
And the winner of the We Protect Award is...
To present Take the Lead Award, please welcome Nicola Murray.
Thanks, George. I'm delighted to be bringing a new award to the ceremony this year, Take the Lead Award. Take the Lead Employee Recognition aims to celebrate our employees' contribution and performance while they work at Stork. This is recognised under 4 different pillars. They are aligned to our Stork core values: integrity, teamwork, excellence and client focus. Safety, our 5th core value, is recognised via the Safer Together recognition scheme, and so we thought it was important that Take the Lead was included in the ceremony today. Take the Lead is open to all Stork UK employees, and instant recognition e-cards are issued. The Take the Lead panel meet quarterly and decide if the nominations fall within a bronze, silver or gold category. Take the Lead supports the overall objective of our recognition area of drive. We take pride in celebrating our achievements and our employees' successes. Employees are encouraged and empowered to demonstrate commitment to their role, Stork's core values, strive to go to that extra mile to contribute towards our high-performing culture. So without further ado, I'm delighted to announce this year's Take the Lead Award winner is Catherine Webster. Congratulations, Catherine.
So what another fantastic award ceremony, a true testament to the commitment, dedication and hard work shown by all of Stork employees these last 12 months. So now over to Steve to bring the ceremony to a close.
Thanks George for hosting a great afternoon. There is no denying that our shortlisted colleagues have put in a huge amount of effort, determination and goodwill over the last year and way beyond. They all deserve a massive round of applause. Also, special congratulations to all of our winners. I am very proud to have you representing Stork. You are all a real example of what it means to be a member of Team Stork. Remember also, these awards wouldn't be possible without you nominating, supporting and celebrating our shortlisted individuals and winners today. The success of Safer Together is down to you, your hard work and commitment, and is truly a testament to Stork. So please give yourself a round of applause whether you're at home, offshore, on site or in the office. And thank you again for joining this year's event. Hopefully by next year we'll be able to celebrate all together in person. But until then, please stay safe and look out for each other. From all of us here in Aberdeen, until next year's Safer Together Awards, thank you and goodbye.